Welcome to the season premiere of Young and Impressionable. I am so excited. We've revamped the whole show. I have Donald from Two Tall Gamers on the ones and twos, I'll call it, on production, and CJ, his co-host, in the back as well, helping out. And today I have Glasco Martin. He is he is a motivational speaker. He was a former Baylor athlete. He played football. And most importantly, he's the owner of the most adorable large Akita, Yoshi Bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glasgow, tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, guys, like she said, well, first off, let me say this. Me and Jenee, we are mortal enemies. Not sure what I'm doing on this show, but I think it'll be entertaining for sure. But just a little bit about me. I did play running back at Baylor. Did a little stint with the Cowboys. Now currently pursuing my career in motivational speaking. And just like she said, Yoshi, he's the cutest dog you'll ever see. So you guys,
not as cute as mine. I'm sorry.
He's definitely way cuter. You guys go follow him. Yoshi_bear_.
Mine is a tiger. Okay,
Yeah.
Mine looks like a tiger.
Yeah.
So we're not about to have this dog battle right now.
All right, we'll stop. Well, go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, what else did you say you called yourself?
Oh, yeah, I have 37 nicknames, but I can probably only name 8 off the top of my head.
Lord.
Young Glass, Young Buns, Young Stickies,
Young Buns.
the Unicorn. Oh, there's got to be more. Oh, Ice G, that was back when I was a rapper. Bars was crazy. No signal.
Gosh.
I think that's all I can think of for right now.
Young Buns.
Young Buns.
Where did that come from?
Don't-
That come
honestly-
from that come from in the locker room.
Honestly, just don't even ask. Like, that's probably something you don't want to explore.
I mean, I'm a little concerned.
To be honest, Young Band-Aids.
Young Band-Aids because you hurt yourself a lot.
No, I got a lot. I got a lot of cuts. I give somebody
Oh
a
my
move in a hole.
goodness.
Shakespeare, because I made a lot of plays. I mean, it's all kind of nicknames. We
Oh
could
my
be here all day.
Just talking about your nicknames.
Just talking about me. It's a great subject.
Oh Lord, see, this is. I don't even know I don't even know why I did this to myself.
Great question.
I don't even know why I did this to myself.
But we're here now.
Well, we're here, and there's no turning back.
Yeah, let's
so
do it.
It's the premiere of Young and Impressionable, and I had to bring the craziest.
You had to. I'm ready to cook spaghetti, so we can hop right into it.
All right. Well, first topic, I want to talk about fear of failure.
Fear of failure, man.
Fear of failure.
That is a very close subject to heart for me, mainly because it doesn't appear like it on the outside, but that's something that I have suffered with for a long time. I come off really confident, maybe even arrogant. Don't anybody out there say that I'm arrogant. If you know me. I'm not arrogant. I may appear a little confident, but secretly there's always been something that holds me back from being even better than I normally am. And that's the fear of failure. Starting in my college career, really. So I used to, when I played at Stony Point, I played running back. I was kind of a scat back. I had moves, I had jukes, but I found myself at Baylor really turning myself into a power back, A, because that's what my coaches wanted, and then B, I was just so afraid to mess up that I would rather go get, 5 yards in a pile of dust than, in my head, I knew if I just bounced that run outside, I could probably take it for a touchdown. But that fear of failure is what really held me back, I think. I think I would have been a much better running back if I had, just trusted myself and not have been afraid to take a loss and just actually do what I knew I could do.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely experienced being afraid of failing quite a few times. I had a friend of mine say I really feared success. And you're like, that's a whole other thing, huh?
Okay. Yeah.
Have you experienced a fear of success?
Man, I'm so hungry for success. I don't know if I would be scared of it at all. Back to what you just said, it's just overcoming that fear. I feel like a lot of people don't even attempt to do the things that they really want to do because they're so afraid to fail. And recently in my journey, I have just, I've read some books, I've heard some speakers talk about really falling in love with failing. So it's getting a lot better for me because with each failure, comes the seed of success. That's what they say. So every time I fail, I get excited. I'm like, man, I just learned something new. We're going to do it better next time. And I think that is what's starting to push me over the edge. I'm by no means am I successful yet, but I have no doubt in my mind that I will be.
Right. I mean, what I say about this show with Young and Impressionable, I say that I'm not here to tell everybody how to be or how to act or what's perfect. I'm not here acting like I'm the most perfect person. I'm actually here saying that I make a lot of mistakes.
Oh, you do.
I wasn't asking for your input.
That wasn't a question?
But I make a lot of mistakes, and why I created this show was to put it out there and bring other people in and talk about, like, things that we're afraid of, like things that we've tried and failed. And it's like we all have things we need to work on in life. For sure. So as long as we're focused on those things of okay, well, how can I be a better me? That's really what the show is about, to have everybody recognize what's in themselves to make themselves a better person. Because if we're sitting here thinking that we're perfect, then there's no progression, and like I say, progression, not recession.
I actually like that. I don't like a lot of things you do, but I like that. Man, just to kind of hit off where you said, it's really all about progression and really just encouraging people to chase their dreams. That's kind of what my whole brand is about. I want to be a motivational speaker just because I know that had some of these motivational speakers not followed their dreams, had they succumbed to their fears, I wouldn't have heard a lot of them speak, like Les Brown, Tony Robbins, guys like that. They had so much that challenged them in their life to get into that dream. And the fact that they overcame it, and now today I can listen to their stuff daily, and it has encouraged me to, continue chasing my dreams. So that's why I'm super passionate about what I do, because I know there's somebody out there like me that needs to hear that needs that boost, because they have a talent that I believe the world needs.
Right. So how would you overcome the fear of failure? Like, did you over something you said was personal to you? Like, how did you overcome that?
Well, so like I said, that recently just happened, but I think the number one thing to overcoming that is your mindset. And that is, first of all, people don't realize that your mind is literally the most powerful thing on this earth. It's incredible what you can do when you set your mind to something. And I'll just tell a quick little story about it. And I didn't realize, I didn't realize I was doing it, because I just now got into reading and watching videos and stuff like that. Now I read about 7 books a month, and I'm constantly listening to audio videos. I think you trolled me on one of my posts.
I was like, are you sure you read 50 books or did you listen to 50 books? Because, it's information, but at the same time.
I'm still getting it in.
Are you still getting it? I'm fine with that. I'm all good with that. Just go ahead and send me those audio tapes.
I got you, yeah.
Because I'm not much of a reader. I don't like to sit down, but I'll sit there and listen to something while I'm cooking some breakfast.
Sure, yeah. It's really all about, really what you take in is what you put out. So if you're taking in rap music, and I love rap music, shout out to Lil Uzi, but if you're constantly taking that stuff in, then that's what you're going to put back out into the world. So I really made a focus to really just absorb the right information. So every chance I get, I'm reading something. I'm reading a quote or reciting a quote, or I'm listening to audiobooks. That way, everything I take in can be positive and can be constructive to my life, and then I can put that out to other people. But one thing, like I was saying, kind of the little story I was telling, you guys, if you have a goal, you almost have to be delusional, and that's what a mindset will teach you. Back when I was in high school, first of all, from the beginning of time, back in Pop Warner, I was always the underdog. Nobody really ever believed in me. So even in Pop Warner, I was never the starting running back. They threw me out there at cornerback. I would get burnt up because people would just run routes right by me. I always knew in my life I would be the running back sometime. In Ridgeview, in middle school, I had a guy by the name of Carlisle Champion, fastest guy to come into school. In my heart, I always believed I'd be the running back. He had the spot for 1 year, and then I overtook that and became the starting running back at Ridgeview. And just kind of fast forward into high school. Really, I remember this so clearly.
You gonna bring up high school?
Oh yeah, I got to. I remember this so clearly. I was my junior year, going into the summer, and most people know anything about football. If you haven't gotten a letter from any college or any school by that time, you're probably not gonna go play Division I football. And so I'm walking in the locker room. I'm looking at all my friends get all these letters, and I'm just looking in my mailbox and it's empty. And at that point, I'm sure I look like a freaking maniac to people. I'm telling people I'm going to play Division I football. Like, that had always been a dream of mine, to make it to the NFL. And I would tell everyone that. I probably looked like an idiot. But, I had such a strong belief that I was going there that it ended up actually happening. So, long story short, over that summer, that belief really picked up with me, and I just worked out constantly, worked out way more than anyone else. And then, me and my dad, thank him for this, he took me to every college football camp there was. I'm going in there with no film, no nothing. And so we went to every college football camp in Texas, and I actually earned my first scholarship, at the Baylor football camp. And that's when things started kind of rolling for me. And that's when I figured out that, man, if you really put your mind to something and if you believe it, then you can really do anything you want. And then right after that, it just kind of happened. I ended up becoming a 4-star, number 26 ranked athlete in all, in the whole nation. And, I just looked at those guys that had letters and all that. And I just wanted to be like, man, I told you, like, you guys should believe in me. So that's kind of my first experience with really just believing in the ability you have and believing in the dream that you have. And I didn't know I was doing it then, but, that was a powerful testament of what believing can do.
Was there ever a time where you felt like you needed some motivation, or you kind of felt like, I don't know if I should be doing this, or this isn't for me, or maybe I should stop? Like, was there ever a time where you had doubts?
Oh yeah, I think that you're definitely going to encounter doubts. I mean, there was times where, I'm exhausted. I mean, I used to work out 4 times a day. Like, body just really couldn't take it anymore. Shin splints so bad. But I think you have to, at that point, you got to really remind yourself of your why. And at the time, I mean, I'm just a really vain person. At the time,
we know.
Yeah. At the time, my why was just that I just couldn't let people dictate my life. A little prequel to that story, my parents had went into my coach's office the year before. I hadn't played very much. My parents had actually went into one of my coach's office and said, hey, our son's dream is to play college football. He wants to go to the NFL. What do you think he can do? What do you think he can improve on to get to that position? By the way, I wasn't a starter my junior year. And he told my parents, he was like, I really think, I don't think he's good enough to play Division I football, but what I think he can focus on is just being a better teammate and doing what he's told. And so they told me that, and that, I mean, that lit a fire under me. That, it really got me going. But, that kind of stuff is where you got to remember your why. So I just wanted to prove everybody wrong. I mean, that one statement changed the whole, trajectory of my life, and I still hold on to that statement. I still come back to that statement to remind me where I'm going or why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I bring this up because I personally had a little experience with being motivated and fearing failure, and I just started selling homes, and it was just like every day was a completely different thing I've ever done. Yeah. I've been doing entertainment for so long this is really all I know. Yeah. So when I'm trying to sell homes and actually do like business, right, and learn how to market and all that stuff, it was just like, it was so hard that I doubted myself all the time. I didn't know if I was able to do this or, get into that. And I just had to figure out, like, why are all these doubts coming in my mind? Because usually I think very positive. I'm very like sure of myself, like when it comes to the show or when it comes to, I'm very sure, like I know things. Oh, yeah. I know things are going to be good and successful. I've actually realized that sometimes a little bit of doubt means that you have to listen to it. Yeah. Sometimes I know it sounds a little weird.
I'm waiting to hear what you're going to say. It's interesting.
Where I'm about to go with this. Yeah. A little bit of doubt can be let's say the universe telling you to take a new direction. Yeah. To maybe just like take a step back and find a new direction. Doesn't mean you have to stop what you're doing altogether, right, but possibly having a new way to do it.
I think you're absolutely right on that. And I didn't discover this until I was 26 years old. Guys, I literally just found myself, and I'm 26 years old. I thought at the time I believed I loved football. I loved playing it. And I just recently realized it wasn't football that I was in love with. And I always thought, Glass, why do you love the off season so much? Why do you love working out and training and lifting weights and running and getting faster, getting better? And it was the fact that I just loved progression. I loved watching people progress, watching them change into something else, because that 3 months of me training like a freaking, just training like an animal, training like a dog, is what really changed my life. And so that's what I fell in love with, was the process.
Wow, that's usually what people don't like.
Exactly.
Like, that's usually what people hate.
Exactly. And I think, really, I thought that football would provide me the platform to help people undertake what I went through, to help them get to whatever spot they're going in life. And so that's what I really found out. That's why I want to be a motivational speaker, as I knew what it took to get to my goal, and I was going to do that no matter what. And so, I just wanted football as a platform. So, yeah.
So it just kind of like football, just like you said, it gave you like a purpose. It gave you a platform to be like, this is what I've done, and what are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing? That is my question. What do you have? What do you have planned?
So, really, I just want to. Number one, I want to be a motivational speaker. I just want to inspire other people. At the time when I was going through this, like you said, doubt creeps in your head. I just didn't really have a source to go to besides the motivation from someone telling me I can't. But other people aren't like that. Some people need someone that's going to say, yes, you can. Yes, I believe in you. And so I want to be that person to people, because I truly don't believe, and I hope anyone doesn't take this as an insult, but I truly just don't believe in settling or really being mediocre for that fact. I would rather spend my entire life chasing what I want to do than spend the next 30 years of my life working a job that I hate, or going to a 9-to-5 that I really can't stand.
Oh my God, I feel that like 110%.
Yeah, I don't know, no offense to anyone out there that does that. That's just not the life that I envision for myself. I have great parents, love them to death. My mom had a lot of dreams and stuff that she wanted to do, and she had a great job, great paying job. She took care of us well, but she's 50-something now, and all I want for her is to just chase those dreams that she did, that she had thoughts of at one point.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm gonna ask my my viewers to do is write what your dreams are. What are your goals? What kind of goals do you have? What's something that you really want to try and maybe you're afraid of doing? Like, go ahead and write that in the comments, and I will read a few of them later on. I know you said you read a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
About 50 this year, is that correct?
Yeah.
Can you name?
You trolling?
I was.
There you go.
I was, paying attention to all the stuff, books you're listening to. So,
I like that. A little shot.
What's a book that you were listening to? Name a few for people to, look up and.
Well, I think it all starts off for everyone with The Secret, and I actually watched that on Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix and. No, just Netflix.
Don't Netflix.
I know,
chill,
it's just Netflix.
Because you got to watch it.
It was just Netflix. But yeah, The Secret. I think that's what really, really popped it off for me.
I think me too. Yeah. I think that's the first one I
think
watched.
That's for everyone, honestly. And it just kind of wakes you up. You realize that, man, everything that I thought of, if you really take a look at it, everything that you thought, you really became. And if you didn't become what you thought, then you really weren't thinking that, or you weren't confident in that.
Right.
So I think that's where I started to kind of become a little obsessed with this idea. I would do little tests about it. And so that kind of just opened up the path for me. Think and Grow Rich is an absolutely great book. Have you read it?
Have I?
Okay.
I'm smiling right now. Well, actually, I would like to talk about that book a little.
Okay.
So recently, I just saw, it was like, something on Facebook. It was a little, what would you call it? Like a article about Think and Grow Rich. Mm-hmm. And it was a Zen master explaining why positive thinking is a terrible idea.
Really?
Yes. Isn't that interesting?
That is very interesting.
Because we're always told to think positive, to think positive.
Yeah.
What I realized when I read the article, what he said was, sometimes when we take that negative thought and we change it to a positive, like, oh, I don't want that negative, I want a positive. We are disregarding that negative thought. Because negative thought's there for a reason. You know, there's a balance in the world. There's positive and negative. And the negative thought is there for a reason. Like I said, to maybe change direction or try something new or, you know. So when you ignore the negative thought, then you are repressing what's actually supposed to happen. It's going to come up. And I never thought of it like that because I've always been like, I was like, why am I thinking so negative? This is horrible. I need to think positive. You know, I need to change my negative thought and think positive.
So you agree with this article?
I actually thought it was interesting that he said this, right?
Yeah.
I kind of sort of agree. Yeah. And he also said, Think and Grow Rich, he mentioned this exact book. So Napoleon Hill, when he was going around to bookstores and he was promoting his book, he was broke. He was actually broke. And he wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich telling people how to be rich. And he was broke.
Did he become rich?
He became rich. Now let me tell you, in the article it says that Henry Ford drove up in his car and he, you know, presented this book and was like, hey, here, buy this book. And Henry Ford was like, okay, so Think and Grow Rich, you're telling people how to be rich. He was like, how did you get here? Did you get here on a bus or in a car? And he said, on a bus. And he was like, okay, so you don't even have a car. And you wrote a book telling people how to be rich. He was like, no. He was like, you can come back to me when you're actually rich. And Napoleon Hill, so like, I mean, so Henry Ford, like, turned him down completely. Was on like, you want some BS, you know.
That's interesting.
Isn't that? I never heard of this before. I just read this today. I thought this was crazy.
This is a fact.
These are facts. Okay. These are actual facts. I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So that actually inspired Napoleon Hill to go and see why rich people are rich. Like, what actually is it?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying he wrote the book. Okay, I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, Henry Ford didn't write the book.
I know.
Right.
I know, yeah.
So, he then became rich selling the book. And what he found, it's putting in the work.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just thinking, it's putting in the work.
Oh, for sure.
So he sold these books by putting in the work.
Well, I challenge you. Yes, I agree with what most of you said, but it's not just thinking positive. You got to have a thought, and then you have to believe that thought. So if you really believe something, you will be putting in the work. A lot of people say they want these things, but none of their actions show that. They don't really believe it.
Right.
They don't really believe they can have that thing. When I was training 4 times a day, 5:30 a.m., school workouts, after school, then nighttime training sessions, those actions showed that I believed that I was going to get to where I was going to go.
Right.
And that's how I got there. So, yes, I completely agree with you. There are people that take it out of context and just say, okay, I'll just positive think my way to success. I won't do a thing. I'll just keep reading books and I'll keep having positive thoughts. But that's not it. I mean, my work ethic is literally, I think it's one of the staples of Glasgow being Glasgow. And that's because of the deep belief that comes with that thought. Yeah.
I feel that. I mean, after I read that, I thought that was like,
that's super interesting.
It changed my whole perspective because I was like, no wonder I'm not supposed to just think about it. You know, that's what they say. Put in work, you know, work makes progression. Work makes it happen. Yeah. Not just thinking about it. And
so I have a question. So
okay,
what's your question? You weren't putting in work before?
What do you mean?
Or I'm saying, like, when you were just thinking about it, where was your work ethic at? Honestly.
My work ethic was there. I don't know which one you're referring to.
Whichever.
But I feel like there's always more that can happen.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're talking about night and you know, going hard, it's like there's so many things that can happen that sometimes it's like we just want to do the bare minimum and just allow it to just happen. And it's like
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I just work out.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, man, just like I said, I tell people all the time, I have zero talent. I'm mediocre looking, 5.6 on a 10 scale. My only talent that I was given was the ability to persevere and just never quit, and the other ability was to work hard. If it's something that I want, I'm gonna have that, or I'm gonna die trying. And I know that sounds cliche, and it sounds whatever, but I truly believe that. Like, I'm sure there's people on this Facebook that want to see me flop, that want to see me fail, because I talk a big game.
You are a horrible ish talker. I'll say that.
What do you mean?
Oh my gosh, what do you?
All
you do is just like you're pretty arrogant.
I think that's how it comes off.
And
you know what? I can't blame you for that, because people misconstrue it. It's not arrogance. It's me giving myself positive self-talk. Conor McGregor says it best. He says if you can.
Oh gosh, he's like one of the most arrogant.
Look at where he's at.
How are you gonna use?
Look at where he's at.
One of the most arrogant.
He will lose. He will lose the fight.
He
will lose.
He's the most arrogant. He's like walking around saying the most wild things.
Is it really wild?
He's about to be on the ground.
He is gonna lose. But is it? This man is about to, like he said, triple his net worth in one fight. This man was wild. He was homeless 4 years ago. There's videos of him saying that he was going to be right here today. And I'm sure to everyone that watched those videos, it was arrogant. It was cocky. Whatever else you say. Yeah. The wildest things. And now he's right where he says it, where he's going to be. He said if you can see it right here and then you believe it and speak it, then it'll happen. So that's...
And put in the work.
He definitely puts in the work, because you got to put in. If you don't put in the work, you don't really believe it. But he spoke it on camera in front of the world. It puts a lot of pressure on you, and that's what I like to do to myself. I like to hold myself accountable. I think I put a status on Facebook saying I will be a millionaire by 30, or you can tase me in the face.
Tase in the face.
In the face.
Okay, everybody, get your tasers ready. Hey. All right, I know my dad's on here somewhere. He was military, so go ahead and pass me that taser, Dad, because I'm ready to tase Glasgow. I've been wanting to do this since high school.
Tell him throw it out, because he's not going to need it. By the age of 30, I will be a multi-millionaire.
Oh, multi. It's not just hit. So 999,000. No, okay.
Multi-millionaire. So let's just put that out there right now.
Okay, I'll allow it to be in existence. I don't want to wish bad on anybody. So
you can do all you want.
I don't want to.
As long as I believe it, that's all that matters. Most people aren't gonna believe your dreams.
That's true.
Yeah. So one thing I particularly want to talk about that's been recent struggle for me is one really key part of being successful is getting around the right people. And that's something that I've struggled with my entire life. It's just because, I've had a group of friends, a group of people I've been around, and yeah, maybe I make more money than them. Maybe I'm a little less wild than them. And so that kind of, at a stage in my life, caused me to be content. But you really, truly have to be around the people with the same mindset as you, or else you're going to be held back. And so I think it's the law of association. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang around. So I just encourage everybody, if you feel like you're not growing in the group of people that you're around, change the group of people you're around.
Oh, for sure.
But some people can. I just recently had to do that.
Are these friends from a long time ago? Is that what's kind of hard for people, is to move on from old high school friends or middle school friends?
And there's nothing. You can keep them as friends. I'm not saying just completely cut anybody off or do anything like that. But if it's a dream that you believe and truly love, you got to go after that. That's. I believe that what you love and what's put in your mind is sent from God. Whatever you're supposed to do, and so that's your purpose on this earth. Even if it's to inspire 2 people, I really believe that's my purpose on this earth. And if the people around you don't believe in that for you, or are not pushing you to that, to your extent to reach that goal, then I just don't think you need to be around them as much. You need to be around people that are going to do those things for you.
What happens when it's family? Because that's a lot of times family will,
they're the first ones. They're the first ones.
Yeah.
Love your family. Love them. I love my parents to death. I may be wrong. I don't know if they ever truly believed I would make it and play college football or even get picked up by the Cowboys. I know they supported me through thick and thin.
Right.
But, in my case, it was kind of like a wow, he actually made it. Wow. So I don't know if they ever truly believed that. At some point, you just got to be around people that do believe it, or you have to believe it very hard for yourself. and kind of just have moments of separation. Me and my parents don't talk every day because, some of the things I do, like trading foreign exchange.
It's not something they understand. They don't comprehend.
They don't understand, and it's risky, and it's, and you can lose, but I'm a guy that's willing to take a risk, and I believe in myself.
Yep.
And so sometimes, when I'm doing that or when I'm venturing out and stuff like that, I gotta separate myself for a little bit. Still love y'all, but I just gotta do that for me.
Yeah, no, I feel that completely because I've experienced the same thing. Yeah. I've definitely had to jump and take some risks and do all of that. So I know it's pretty crazy. I'm sure there's some people who know the same. I'm gonna shout out some of the chats and comments. So we have
Jay Burrow.
Who is it?
Jay Burrow, Jeremy Burrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you know Jeremy?
Yeah, that's my boy, man.
All right. He said it's all about the process and progression to be successful.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really even care. Oh, I do care how I make it. I'm lying to y'all. I want to make it so bad. But as I said, it's all about the process for me. Like, I am truly in love and addicted with the process. There's been times in my life where, I wasn't in complete control of my emotions. Guess what I did? I went and read a book on emotions, about how to control your emotions, how to manipulate those for the good of the situation. Right now, hard worker. I work 24 hours a day. I won't sleep, but I have no organization skills. So I'm right now reading The Power of Habit because I need to I'm just obsessed with improving myself. Like,
right.
I know I can't be, but I want to be perfect in all facets of life. So
right.
Yeah. Man.
And the closest we can get, as long as we're progressing every day. And you said emotion. That's a whole nother kind of topic. That's
emotions.
We have
what
time
are those?
Well, emotion. It's like emotion. Gosh, I'm very emotional. So I put my emotions and my feelings into everything. Everything I do. I'm very passionate about everything I speak and everything I feel, and it's like my emotions, and when we talk about success or business or whatever it is, you can't put your emotions into it like that. If you're handling business, you have to handle business logically, not emotionally.
True.
And that's something that I am personally, we're talking about things we have to work on. I have to work on separating my feelings and my emotions from my business.
Right. You're absolutely right. And for people like us who are emotional, if people don't believe in your dream or what you're going after, you can actually get mad at them. I probably have people, I don't know who's watching, but
I get frustrated.
You kind of lash out at them.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I've done that to anyone. It's just because I'm so violently passionate about what I want to do and where I want to be that it's almost, I take it personal when you don't believe or embark on that journey with me. So yes, it's something I've had to control. One book that helped me control that was 48 Laws of Power. It just kind of really helped me put things into perspective.
What helped you with that exactly? Like, what's something that it said?
So, there's situations where I believe it's the first rule. It's never outshine the master. There's no need to make the person that you're learning from feel obsolete or like you're trying to take their spot or be better than them. Learn all you can from that person. It's no need to like embarrass them or try to outshine them. And that's just kind of helped me be humble, whether I'm working with someone or whether I'm working with bosses. And I truly feel that, hey, I'm better than you. I could do this job better than you. But it's made me be humble and actually learn everything that they could teach me because I don't know everything that they know. So rules like that has just really helped me kind of keep things in check.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was actually just reading something that Paul Lewis said. Let's see. He said rich people have a routine they do every day. There's another one. He said it's safer when you feel your feet are on the ground. Flying is scary. And he said we all were created with a purpose. Yeah. Once he shows you that, put everything into it. Now, how do you know what your purpose is? That's like something that everybody works on every day. How do you know what your purpose is?
I think you got to feel that. And again, guys, imagine my situation, going from, I think I got somebody. Imagine my situation going from, trying out for multiple NFL teams, doing their mini camps, to working at Whataburger. I mean, the last 2 years, and there's more that's gone on, but the last 2 years of my life have just been a complete roller coaster. And so I think you truly feel, you just feel it. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but I finally found what it is that I'm supposed to do, and the conviction that I have for that subject is just, it's wild. And so I know that this is exactly what I'm supposed to do, because nobody can literally stop me from trying to do this. So
is that being a motivational speaker? Is that
maybe if it's in a different form, I have to do it, but it's just touching different people's lives in the way that I do it, not necessarily trying to copy anyone else. I can't. I'm a tough guy, but I can look you in your eyes and it hurts the hell out of me when people don't believe in me. It really does, and I know there's people out there that have that same hurt, and I just want to be there for those people, because I know that I'm meant to be great or to touch certain people's lives, and I truly believe each and every one of us have a gift that they have to offer the world. And there's a lot of people that don't get to offer that gift, and there's somebody out there, I guarantee you, there's somebody out there that needs it. And so that's why my brand is called Give. Like, it's give what you were meant to do to the world, to the people that need it.
What is this brand? I haven't. So you haven't told us about that yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just now coming out with it, but I'm Glasco Martin the fourth, and so IV is the Roman numeral 4. The brand is called Give, and it's like I said, like, if Les Brown they called him, I think it was mentally retarded on a level. If he had really listened to everyone, he was booed off a stage the first time he did like a little acting thing. He was booed off a stage several times. And if he had listened to everyone and not gone with what he truly believed, I would have never heard his words. I would have never persevered to get to the position I was at in college. So that thought made me wonder, like, if he had never done that, where would I be? Because he was one of my main influencers. So what is it that you're holding back that could touch the next person out there, that could make them invent the next Apple or whatever that may be? I believe everyone has a gift, whether it be cooking, whatever it is, and it can touch somebody in a dramatic way. So you owe it to the world to do what you're supposed to do.
I feel that. Now that's a good way to look at everything.
That's smile.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Give us what you got.
I think everybody kind of goes to that whole the balance, because sometimes our dreams don't necessarily make money for us right off the bat, and I think that's for most people. We have these hobbies that don't just, I want to do this, make money. It's like we still have to take care of our family. We still have to take care of ourselves. We have to put food on the table. So it's like the balance of how do we follow our dreams, but also make money. It'd be great to make money doing that, but that doesn't always just, you can't, not all the time do people have the opportunity to be like, you know what? I want to be a motivational speaker. Right. All right, somebody pay me $5,000 to go and talk to it just doesn't really like happen that way. You have to build your business. You have to build your brand.
For sure. Would nobody pay me for anything right now?
Exactly. That's how it works when you're doing stuff that you love. It's just like you have to just do it, and then, but in the meantime, where do you get your income? How do you do this? And that's why that whole like 9 to 5 thing, when you're like, I don't want to, because people just have to do that. It's like you have to work.
But you can't. You have to be progressively working towards your other goals, and that's one thing. I almost want to say it sickens me. But you just get caught up. People are so comfortable in where they're at. You get caught up in just doing this 9 to 5. And that takes a lot out of you guys. That's 8 hours of your day. The other 8 you're sleeping. And so Gary Vaynerchuk says it best. He says, what does your 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. look like? Like, that's, you got to work and provide for your family, but what does your 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. look like? I have several people that follow me on Snapchat. They literally, every day I get asked, Glass, when do you sleep? Sleep, what is that? I mean, it's probably unhealthy.
That's very unhealthy.
Probably why I've lost
so
30
many people
pounds.
say that. So many people say that. Oh, I don't sleep. I need to sleep. Yeah. You guys are crazy, because if I don't get no sleep, and then all of a sudden I have bags under my eyes and I'm looking crazy, you guys aren't gonna care how much money is in my pocket. You guys are gonna be like, Jenee, why do you look like you're 40? And
I feel that. I
need my sleep. Man, y'all are crazy.
I don't know, man. It's just so much to be done. It's just, I got so much excitement. I just really can't sleep the way I want to sleep. I know that's probably not healthy, and I am working on balance. But I don't know, when you're just obsessed with what you do and you have so much passion, it's just hard for you to sleep until you get there.
I hear that. Now, I know I talk about men and women and stuff like that, and I'm a very strong advocate on being equal, but we're just not made the same. We're just not created the same. Men are created to work. I think that's a reason why maybe I need a little more sleep. Maybe that's why I need a little more sleep.
Sounds like an excuse.
And I don't care what you call it. An excuse to not have bags under my eyes. See this face? This face is. Have I changed since high school? No.
Hey,
okay, because I sleep.
Yeah, if it's
that's
working,
why.
If it's working for you, do it. That's just my formula. And like I said, I'm not. I hate to even give you a compliment, but I wasn't born pretty. I didn't have these natural talents, so maybe I have to overcompensate for the things that I have. So that's why I have to have that kind of work ethic.
I mean, I really just think, if we go back to biblical terms, or we just go to the fact that men are supposed to be providers, I think that men are just natural workers, natural workers. And I think that's why, because I hear a lot of men say, oh, I only need 4 hours of sleep. I'm like, I can't even fathom that. If I get 6, I'm like, the whole day I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, I'm exhausted. And I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't know if there's other women on here that feel the same. Like, let me know. If there's other women that feel the same, let me know. But I hear a lot of men saying, oh, I only need 4 hours of sleep and I can do it. And I hear guys say that all the time. I'm like, oh my God, if I only got 4 hours of sleep, I would be so messed up. Like, I don't feel like I'm created to do that.
Yeah, well, hey, some people aren't created to do that. He says, you got to want success as bad as you want to breathe, as bad as you want to sleep. So, we're different in that aspect, and I respect you. Whatever works for people, stick to your formula as long as you're working towards that. True, and only you know if you're truly working towards that. I know right now that I don't sleep, but I think I've posted a couple times about it. I know that I can go harder because I've seen myself go to the absolute limit to get where I want to be. The absolute limit, and I'm not doing that right now. My 90% is better than most people's 120%, but I'm still missing that 10% that I know I can give.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I and I understand that, but I think if we use every minute of our day, we may not feel that way.
You're right. You know what? You're right, and that's why I'm working on efficiency, the power of habit. I don't think I'm as efficient as I could be. That's the next step in this progress for me. That's my building. That's where I need to build on for sure.
I feel the same way. Like, I could do that and, like, maybe not sleep as much. But then I think about it and I'm like, am I really spending every second of my day towards what I want to do?
Yeah.
Not really. To be honest, not really. There's always more. There's always more I can do. There's always places I can go and networking opportunities and people I can reach out to and just looking all day. I mean, it's pretty, intensive, but if we want to spend our time wisely, they say, work smarter, don't work harder.
I suck at that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I suck at that. I think I just like the feeling of the grind, and sometimes my work isn't always efficient as it needs to be, and that's what I'm working on. I think I just posted I need an admin assistant because
you did. I saw that.
I do. I need an admin assistant.
You paying? Everybody works.
I'm paying a little bit.
Glasco looking. He's out here looking for an assistant. How much you paying?
You can get like $8 an hour.
I mean, is that minimum? That's minimum, right?
You can get like $8 an hour. So I am looking. If somebody wants to be my admin assistant, please.
How many hours a week? How many days? How many hours a day?
1 to 2 hours a day, 3 to 5 times a week. Holla at your boy.
Anybody a little, some stay-at-home moms?
That's what I'm looking for.
Looking for some stay-at-home moms. Is it just like doing stuff online?
I need you to reply to, so I teach a lot of people how to trade foreign exchange. I just need you to reply to these questions. I'm going to give you these canned responses. Just reply to these people. so I can focus on trading. So yeah. But, if anybody wants it, let me know. Hop in the DMs.
Slide in Glasgo's DMs.
Slide in those.
He's offering. He's just open and ready.
DMs open.
Well, let's go ahead and go through some more of these comments. So let's see.
Wait.
What?
Hold on. Lil Uzi, he sucks. God.
That's what he was saying. You know what? The reason why I think Paul Lewis said the whole "All My Friends Are," that's horrible. I think that's a horrible song to even put into the universe, to say all my friends are dead. That's the worst thing to put into the atmosphere. I refuse to listen to that song because my friends are alive and well. Hi guys, like y'all watching right now. I don't want you guys to be dead.
Literally, those two comments just hurt my heart, and we're gonna move on because we're just gonna move on.
Wait, what? Why? Hold on. What hurt your heart?
I love Lil Uzi.
You love Lil Good. Did you just say you have to watch what you listen to?
I love.
Good Lord, this is where Glasgow has to work on.
Listen,
this is where Glasgow has to work on stuff because he's
Let me explain.
Okay, I'm gonna let you explain.
I didn't call myself this. No matter what anybody thinks, I didn't give myself this nickname. But some of y'all might see me put the unicorn up on Snapchat or on my Instagram. The whole unicorn movement, which I started. Starbucks, look at me, Starbucks. You stole my wave. You stole it and you got everybody fooled. But I started that.
Yeah, they saw you, Glasgow.
I swear to. Okay, see, she don't believe me. They never have believed me. But
oh my gosh.
The whole unicorn movement is about truly being yourself. I spent 25 years pretending to be somebody else, pretending to be a power back, pretending to be a different guy for a relationship that I was in. Now I am truly Glasco Martin, 100% through and through. And so that's what the whole movement is about. And to me, Lil Uzi is that. Like, no, he doesn't care what people think. The weird shirts, whatever. He is himself, and I love that about him, and that's what I respect about him. And people vibe with that. If you're authentic, people truly vibe with you. Maybe not everyone, but the people that you're trying to attract, they're gonna vibe with you.
I think there's a better person that does that doesn't spew negativity into the universe.
I mess with him.
Oh my gosh. See, this is where the little piece of you, we're gonna work on that right there. We're gonna work on that.
I got you.
We're gonna work on that.
Fair enough.
Because then when we talk about music, it's like, I personally, when I meet somebody, I like to know what music they listen to, because, like you said, music can create someone's mind. It kind of like changes somebody's perception and how they act and how they dress and how they think.
On the earth.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I definitely limit it. I think I
limit Lil Uzi.
I limit him as much as I don't want to. I think that I've come to a point where I've learned to start kind of tuning some of those things out. I don't recommend it for people that don't have a strong mindset. But this is 2 years in the making of me, reading every book I can pick up and constantly drowning myself in, positive words and influential things from different people. So I'm gonna do a little bit. What are some more of these? Because I gotta get off that negativity.
I was like,
Uzi.
well,
I gotta get up off that.
Get off your boy real quick.
Get up off that, man.
Let's see.
Hard
work. Ashante said hard work beats talent all the time.
True.
That's true, because you were fumbling footballs in high school and you still made it.
Wow. Okay. How you throwing shots?
I was wondering. I was like, how did he get to Baylor? I could have sworn he was a fumble master. We used to talk all this mess. Anybody that was in high school with us, we used to talk so much mess about you in the stands. We'd be like, Glasgow out here fumbling again. And you just had the most confidence in yourself. Oh, you just thought oh my goodness. And we were like, Glasgow's fumbling. There you go, fumble master out there.
What happened to the fumble master? Where did he go?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you went to Baylor. You put in that work. You put in that work that summer. And you made it happen.
Let me tell you something. There was a guy by the name of Coach Cos, probably one of the most influential people in my life. When Baylor was, first of all, it's hard to talk about Baylor with everything going on. But with Baylor, the way it was before I got there, we were trash.
Right.
Garbage.
Did you play with RG3?
Trash can juice, yes.
That's what I thought.
I love that guy to death. One of my best friends to this day. But our coach, Coach Cos, used to tell us, every day we'd be out there stretching, and we would have to yell, Big 12 champs. I think we had went 4-8 the year before. I mean, we were nowhere near Big 12 champs. But every time we ran and touched the field, we would yell Big 12 champs. And I had no idea why. But it's that thing of you have to speak it into the world. You have to speak it into existence to believe it. And sure enough, 5 years later, the year I left, we were Big 12 champs. It's because he ingrained that in us to just really speak it.
Well,
yeah,
obviously it worked.
it did.
So you saw the power of persistence and the power of thought, and I mean that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Koss.
Shout out.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this on up. I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
It wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm a little more tamed down. Let me give a shout out. Everyone that I'm supposed to be training at the domain right now, I'm sorry. Show went a little over. I'll be there shortly to give you all these skills. We're going to catch these pips. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, you're supposed to be training them on the stock market stuff?
Yeah, right? I got a little class going on.
Well, Glasco does that too, so if anybody's interested, hit him up, slide in his DMs.
Yeah, sorry, y'all.
Well, thank you for coming on. And tonight on 6th Street, there is an after party at Terminal 6. It is a brand new club, and it is a college club. It's the only one that's 18 and up, free for everyone 21 and up before 11.
Hey.
Yeah, because we
got
soldiers.
work to do.
he got work, he got to hustle and grind, so we're going to let him be. But I know I got a few people that are going to do that, so I would love to see you guys tonight, and thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. See you then.